In the previous video, we made minimal changes to run the existing TestNG style code with the Eclipse JUnit 5 runner. In this video, we will run the same tests using Maven. First, we need to replace the last TestNG context with the JUnit context. Here, I will update the import from io.jpostman.testng TestNG context to io.jpostman.JUnit context, and then change the context type in the code. I would like to clean up the code before continuing. We can right-click the file and select Source Organize Imports. Then right-click again and select Source Format. Next, we can collapse the import section, setup, and tear down methods to keep the file easier to review. Then I will remove the name argument from getTokens and rename it to getToken, so JPostman can handle the unique cache key automatically. For this demo, I will comment out the .context block and add JPostman assertion methods. The .assert method stops execution immediately when validation fails, while .soft continues execution and validates everything later with .assertAll or .verify. From the current execution, we can see that at JPostman JUnit, printFailures equals true, handles the exception and prints the failure message in the console. The full stack trace is not printed to the console, but we can still view it in the failure trace panel. We can also see that one test is skipped because getToken failed during the first execution. The request and response log output is not shown here because this example uses .soft instead of .soft true. In the next execution, we will review the same behavior with .asserts true. After replacing .soft with .asserts and running the code, we can still see that one test is skipped. However, assertion validation now stops at the first invalid condition. We can also see that .asserts true enables the request and response logs in the failure output. Now, I will replace the temporary assertion checks with the expected access token validation using .exists. Then we can run the code one more time from Eclipse. Running Maven from Eclipse is simple. Right-click the demo unit test.java test file in Project Explorer, go to Run As, and select Maven Test. Eclipse will run the Maven test command and show the result in the console. We can get the same result by running the test with the TestNG runner. There is no issue running the test from Eclipse, but Maven gives us a more consistent way to run it from the command line or GitHub Actions. Let's review the current problem. In Eclipse, go to Window, Show View Terminal. From the Terminal view, click Open a Terminal. Choose your system terminal and then click OK. In the terminal, navigate to the project directory using the cd command. Then run mbn clean test. As a result, you may see this error. Source/target option 5 is no longer supported. Use 7 or later. The code works in Eclipse because Eclipse uses its own Java compiler settings. When we run from the command line, Maven uses the pom.xml, so we need to configure the Maven compiler plugin and set the Java release version explicitly. To fix this, we add the Maven compiler plugin under a new build section in pom.xml. It uses the java.version property to set the Java release version. We can also set encoding to UTF-8 to avoid special character issues if the code uses non-English special characters. If we run mbn clean test now, Maven runs the TestNG test by default. To run JUnit 5 tests for Maven, we need to add the Maven Surefire plugin. After that, Maven may use the JUnit platform provider. So TestNG and JUnit execution should be controlled explicitly. For this, we add a new profile section in pom.xml. Inside it, I will create a custom profile with the ID JUnit and configure the Maven Surefire plugin to run the JUnit test class. With this profile in place, the default Maven command still runs the TestNG test. When we add -p JUnit, Maven activates the JUnit profile and runs the JUnit test instead. I want to review one more use case. I will rename access token to myAccessToken and run the JUnit test for Maven. After the run, we can see duplicate failure messages, one from a JPostman JUnit and another for Maven. One option is to remove printFailures equals true, but then JPostman will not print failures to the console in Eclipse. Another option is to run mvn test-p JUnit-d skip printFailures, so we get only the Maven assertion output. So far, we have used only the REST assured plugin. Let's add the other plugins available in JPostman and try running the same collection with different execution engines. Before running the test, I will change my access token back to access token. Then, instead of test first get token, I will create a new get all products test. This test uses the new product rule setting, which we discussed in tutorial part 4, secure logs and mask sensitive API data. Lastly, I will remove the teardown method and the after each import. This keeps the code cleaner, and each test will handle its own validation. After running the tests from both Eclipse and Maven, all tests pass successfully. I will copy the code from demo unit test into demo test. After saving the file, we can run it again. The same code now works with both providers JUnit 5 and TestNG. I will replace REST assured executor with other available JPostman executors. For this demo, I will try Playwright executor, Unirest executor, and HttpClient executor in different methods. This shows that the same JPostman test flow can work with different execution engines. Before finishing this video, let me quickly show the rule settings for Get All Products. The Product section extends the default rule section. The first redact rule masks selected product fields, and the second redact rule uses a regular expression to find any key that contains email. Because we use ? and I, the match is case insensitive. RedactRegex uses a more advanced rule. In this example, the key pattern looks for any key that contains name. Then the value pattern finds the first non-whitespace part of the value and masks the rest. For example, with a first and last name, the last name is replaced with 3 stars. The filter rule reduces the number of fields shown in the response. For example, here we display only ID, title, description, price, and reviews for all products. The second filter works as an exception, so only the first product in the array keeps all fields. FilterList is similar to filter, but it is used for child arrays. In this example, the reviews array displays only rating, comment, and reviewer name for each review. The first review record is the exception and keeps all fields. In this video, we covered the main modules in JPostman core and tested the same flow with different execution engines. In the next videos, we will continue with other JPostman modules, such as Vault, GitHub, Kubernetes, Swagger, GraphQL, performance testing, and more. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.